All right, family. So what is going on? For those who do not know who I am, my name is AB, Asia. Don't call me AB. I'm gonna drop my Instagram in the chat box. Definitely give me a follow. But I felt like it was necessary to do this call. I know we have our Hfx Basics, at 3 o'clock during the day. But I know a lot of people are unable to make that. And with the amount of momentum and the amount of new people that are, joining our team, I feel like, having a training like this just to really go over the basics is crucial. So y'all do me a favor. If you are new in the business, if you are less than 30 days in the business, drop a 3 in the chat box. I want to see who is new to the team. If you are less than 30 days, drop a 3 in the chat box. Let's go. Sheesh. Okay, so it's a lot of y'all. So this is literally right on time then. Okay, perfect. So then definitely make sure that you guys are taking notes. I am recording this training as well. So I'll post this to my YouTube and drop it for you guys. But definitely have notes because I'm gonna go over a couple of different things when it comes to trading, the mindset, how to actually grow your account, how to navigate through your broker platform, and then some how to invest in some different things outside of foreign exchange, right? So just so that you guys know, like we are here to make money. Yes or yes. So there are so many different things that you can invest in that, cryptocurrencies and things like that I'm going to cover. But it's very important to notice a couple of different things, right? This is not a building training, but I do want to just kind of emphasize, the importance of having residual income. That way you can put money into your trading accounts or into other investments, right? So if you guys are new, I definitely encourage you guys, share this information with your friends, with your family, with your social media, because having residual income coming in every week is going to help you be able to have capital to reinvest into things that I'm going to go over today. Also, we do have an opportunity call at 9 o'clock. So if you have anybody that is interested in learning this, definitely invite them to that call at 9. It'll be hosted by myself and Kiba. That way we can really go into detail with them as far as like what this platform is. So I'm going to go ahead and get started with just the basics, y'all. So I understand that when it comes to trading, right, a lot of people think that, oh, trading looks hard. Oh, I don't know if I have time. Oh, it's risky, right? Y'all, trading is literally only 10% skill. Right, trading is literally only 10% skill and it's 90% mindset. It's 90% psychological. Okay, so I want you guys to think about that. When you are, investing your money, it's all in the mind. So a couple things to keep in mind, y'all. Trading is a marathon. It's not a sprint. Okay, we are here to get rich, but it's not going to happen overnight. If somebody told you that, they lied to you. Okay, we are not here to get rich overnight, but the goal is to get rich. So keeping that in mind, yeah, I want y'all to pace yourself. Right, pace yourself and focus on compounding your account every single day. If you guys have hopped on our compound sessions, I know this week we're not doing them just because we have a lot of stuff going on. But if you guys do hop on the compound sessions, you know the importance of compounding your account. I actually did include a copy of the compound plan in here that I want to go over with you guys. But in order to get access to this, all of you should be in Discord, number one. And to view this in Discord is simply going to the score in 24 section and then clicking on that link to the compound plan, right? I'm going to go over this very, very briefly. But yeah, this is super important when it comes to trading. Okay, like every time that you place a trade or or have your trading hours, make sure that you have this plan pulled up because this is going to help you avoid losing all of your money in your account and really just tracking your progress when it comes to the growth of your account. So let's say, for instance, you start your account balance off at $250. The goal that we have is to compound your account 5% per day, right? Monday through Friday is when we trade. So focusing on growing your account 5% daily, that is it, right? Don't try to make it 10%. Don't try to make it, 8%, because at that point, you're going to be getting very, very greedy and it's going to be hard to actually follow through with that plan. So when you're looking at this, it's going to literally tell you how much you're looking to earn your first day. So if you have 250, 5% of that is about $13. Make it $13. Do something else. Go read a book. Go tell somebody about how easy it was to make $13, right? But the idea is to stay disciplined and stay consistent. So by the end of this 6-month period, which is how this compound plan is set up, that 250, all right, would have grown to about 43K, right? Now that does not factor in losses, and it does factor in withdrawals. So if you take out the withdrawals, that 43,000 will be a little bit higher. Let's say you lose a couple trades, that 43,000 may be a little bit less, right? But it's still going to be a lot from 250. So I want you guys to focus on compounding, right? Literally tat it on your finger so you know compound, right? Do not try to get rich overnight. And then also when you are placing your trades, this third tab is going to literally help you manage your risk. Okay, so if you're starting off with 250 and you're risking, our goal for the day is 5%. That means we're only going to be risking 1 to 3% of our account. That's it, right? And as a newbie, you really want to start off on the low end, really 1 and 2% of your account. Now, why do you want to risk that low? I thought the goal was to make money, right? Because you will lose. Right, y'all, you will lose trading, right? You are not going to win every single trade. This market is not guaranteed, right? And as you go on through this journey, you will understand, losses versus your gains. But the overall objective is to win more than you lose, okay? That is the objective. And so by following this compound plan, you should always win more than you lose. Again, to get to it, you can go to Discord. Actually pull it up right here. So if you go to Discord, oh, y'all. I'm about to show you. So if you go to Discord and you go to Scoring 24, the compound plan is going to be right here, right? So I would recommend accessing this on your computer. That way you can save it, but you'll find it right there. So definitely make sure that you guys are tracking your trades, okay? So if you start off with 250, you're risking 2%, it's going to tell you what amount you want to risk. So you only want to risk $5 on your account. Now, I know that's not a lot, y'all, but again, if you can't start off with the small amounts, you'll never make it big. Never, right? So manage your emotions and manage your risk properly. If you cannot invest more than 250, then you got to be okay with $5. You got to be okay with $3, right? Because obviously the more money that you invest, the more gains you have, right? So be very mindful of where you can afford to start and just pace yourself when it comes to your overall growth, right? But you're going to risk $5 to make about $13 for the day. So if you are, trading a certain pair that's paying out 70%, and I'll kind of explain what that means in a second. But if you're, choosing a pair that has a 70% payout, right, you'll put that 70% here, and this is going to tell you you're going to take about 5 trades, right? 5 trades for the entire trading day to get to your goal. Once you make that goal, your balance should be somewhere around this amount right here. You're going to enter what your final balance is in this column, right? So every column that has a yellow, those are columns that you should update. But realistically, don't touch these first two because it's already set for you to come in and risk properly, right? But edit the actual payouts in the session balance and then keep track of that. So, let's say at the end of the first day, I end up profiting 265. I'll put that here and it's going to update my second column, right? So by the next day, when I come to trade, it's already showing me what amount is in my account, how much to risk, right? Let's say I take a trade paying 80%. I'll take 4 trades and then I'm done. Now, keep in mind, you're not going to choose the same currency pair every trade, right? But when you are looking for different pairs to trade, try to choose them around the same percent payout. That way your results are consistent. And then also be mindful of this column right here, right? So if your balance drops to this number, that means that you want to stop trading. Why? Because at that point, you have already risked 5% of your account. Now, you do not want to trade past 5% because if you lose 10%, right? Now your risk to reward ratio doesn't make sense, right? You don't want to risk 10% to gain 5%. You always want to risk less to gain more. So if you do get your account down to this number, stop trading. If you want to take a couple hour break in between and then come back later, do that, right? But the whole thing to keep in mind here is your mindset. Now, definitely save this compound plan, use it, study it. But let me go back to it is. Okay. Right. But keep in mind, it's all about the mindset. So when it comes to trading, y'all, it's consistency over profits. Now, a lot of people have this idea that, okay, I'm going to just test this out for 30 days and see if this works. Y'all, it takes time to learn how to trade, right? This is literally like learning a whole new language. So it's so important to say consistency. Your consistency with this and your discipline will determine your overall results, right? Keep that in mind. Your results are based off of your consistency. So that means actually tuning into Go Live sessions, really studying every day. Even if you commit at least an hour a day, make sure to study, make sure to practice, right? Don't just hop on a call, take some trades, and then that's it, because you're not going to learn in the process, right? It's going to be confusing at first. Really, like for me, when I first started trading, the hardest part was just the terminology, because it's a whole lot of new stuff, support, resistance, trend lines, all these names, right? It's going to be confusing AF, and you may feel a little bit overwhelmed just with all the information, but just pace yourself, right? And understand that it will get easier over time. Once you put those reps in, you're going to look at this and be like, I know exactly what's going on, right? And it's all about that muscle memory. So the more that you look at, support and resistance, the more that you look at the products, the more that you look at, the charts, it's all going to become repetitive, right? And you're going to understand how easy it is to place trades, to mark up charts and things like that. But give it some time, right? It takes about 21 days just to form a habit, right? But and those habits are with the skill itself and emotional control and proper risk management. Once you get the skill set, right, that's the easiest part, right? When you learn the skill set, that's only half the battle, because now that you know what you're looking for, then that's where those emotions come in. But I want you guys to set goals, set long-term goals, daily goals, what are your financial goals, right? At the end of your first year in this business or trading, how much money do you want to have made trading, right? By the end of your 6 months or whatever the case is, right? How much money do you want to have made? Now, hint, the compound plan will help you figure that out. So if you start with 250, your goal could be within 6 months to grow your account to 40K. That means that for 6 months, you have to show up, you have to be disciplined, you have to be consistent to make that happen, okay? Set your schedule. For those of you guys who are new, yes, there is a lot of calls going on, but how else are you supposed to learn this, right? So just keep that in mind, that we all said yes to this investment. So we have to schedule time to make it work. So, hopping on a go live session, whether it be in the morning or at night, setting time to really go through the academy and study the material, practice marking up your charts, right? All of that is going to play into your consistency. Yeah, into your results. I've literally seen people come in this and within less than a year. Shout out to Gabby. My sis Gabby is a 7-figure trader in less than a year. She hit 6 figures in 4 months, right? So results aren't typical, but it's possible, right? As long as you stay consistent. So even outside of that, guys, one thing I want to make very, very clear, and I see this a lot, is that, when people come in, let's say, you're new, you hop on a session and you lose a trade, right? Oh, this doesn't work. I hopped on a session and they lost my money, right? Y'all, as a trader, you are fully accountable for your success or your failure. Okay, we have the plan, but you have to hold yourself accountable to that. So losses are inevitable, right? But if you blow your whole account, meaning you lose all your money, you can't blame me, you can't blame the educators, you can't blame the products, right? Because we have a plan to follow to control your risk. If you over leverage and you lose more than 5%, you can't blame anybody but yourself, right? So if you're not making any money, you have to hold yourself accountable, right? If you're not making money trading, ask yourself, am I showing up? Am I putting in the reps? Am I practicing? Am I really plugged in, right? Because plugging in is going to get you paid. I've had people literally, come into this and make their first withdrawal within their first week just for showing up, right? So it's all about accountability. You are an independent business owner, you are an investor on your own. I don't control your money. I don't see your money, right? Nobody in here is responsible for the amount that you win or lose, right? But just be mindful that if you have a bad day, it's on you, right? If you know that your head's in a bad space and you don't have a clear mindset, but you trade anyway, your results are on you, right? But educate yourself, follow your schedule, and stay consistent. Also, right, as a newbie, in the beginning, y'all, for the first 60 to 90 days, you need to be taking all of your trades in your demo account, unless you are trading live with an educator or if you have learned how to use the products, right? Now, obviously the goal is to be able to trade in your real account on your own, right? But you can't, like, I see this so much, y'all. People will come in their first week, oh, I've been practicing, trading and I lost my money. Well, why are you practicing on your live account, y'all? We have a demo for a reason. So the demo account is going to be where you have fake money, where you could practice trading. So if you want to get good at using the products, if you want to, test out, certain strategies, your demo is your best friend. Because if you mess up, if you take a loss, if you press the wrong button, right, that's not losing your real money. So again, the goal is to grow, right? The goal is to make profit. So when you're hopping on a go live session, use your real money for that, right? Because now you're trading with 7-figure, 8-figure traders. You're trading with the professionals. Now, again, they're not going to win every trade, but think about this. Matthew Thayer, literally just last week, he had an 83% success rate. So my guy Matty Pitts, he ended up clearing. Let me go find this flyer. He ended up winning. He won between him and Taylor, they have 45 wins and 9 losses. Now, let's say you show up the days that they had those losses, right? You're like, damn, this doesn't work. But you missed all the 45 times that they won, right? And this was me in the beginning, right? I was like, hey, I'm hopping on these sessions and I'm losing. This doesn't work. But I was only hopping on one session out the week. And that's what happened to take a bad trade, right? So yes, like literally, if you're gonna hop on these Go Live sessions, hop on them all, right? If you're gonna study Matt or study Millie or whoever your favorite educator is, hop on all of their sessions to take all of their trades, because at the end of the day, they win more trades than they lose. And so in order for you to really see that, right, if you took all their trades, guys, you would have been well within your compound plan, right? 45 wins and 9 losses. But remember, it takes 10,000 hours to master a skill. So if you're only dedicating 30 minutes a week to trading, it's going to take you a long time to make money and to see that compound plan actually grow. So I want to go over the mindset. Now I want to go over the deadly habits, right? And I'm starting off with this first because this is more important than anything, right? This is more and more important than anything, because as a new trader, this is going to be fun, right? You're going to look at this market and go, damn, this is like free money, let's go. And you're going to get too excited. You're going to get too cocky. You may get lucky and win on accident, and you're going to look up and it's going to be gone, right? So I'm trying to prepare you for the mental before I really get into the technical aspect, because this is, again, is 90% of success when it comes to trading. So the deadly habits to avoid, and again, I hope y'all taking notes on this, is over trading. So over trading is when you place too many trades at once or too many times throughout the day, right? We have a daily goal for a reason. Make it 5%, then stop. What I'll see people do is, they'll hop in they'll have a certain pair that they're trading and they get 3 entries on that trade, right? They'll literally take 3 or 5 entries. They'll take a trade and they'll double up, then they'll roll over, right? Which I'll go into what that means in a second. And that's over trading, right? Or they'll place 20 trades within a day. Y'all, if that plan says 4 to 5 trades and you look up and you take 50 trades, that's over trading, right? You're doing too much. Relax. If you're that person, because I was that person that went to overtrade, I recommend having multiple trading accounts. That way, when you make your goal in one account and you want to get the urge to keep trading, you can switch over to a new account and then grow that and then do what you got to do, right? Or switch to demo. If you've made your goal, but you want to keep going, switch to your demo account. That way, any losses or whatever after that is not cutting into your profits. The second deadly habit is over leveraging, and that's when you risk more than 3% of your trade, right? So if the goal is to risk 1 to 3%, right? Let's say you have an account balance at $500, 2% of that will only be risking $10, right? So I will risk $10 on per trade. Now, if you risk $20 or $50 on your $500 account, that is over leveraging. You are risking way more than that 1 to 3% threshold. Now, Asia, why would anybody do that, right? Because y'all want to make money and be greedy. That's why people over leverage. They feel like, oh, risking $5, risking $10, that's not enough. That's low. Like, I want to make money. I want to pay my bills. So I'm going to risk $50 and just hope that it goes through. But listen, if you risk $50 and you lose it, now that's not a good thing, right? If you win it, obviously that's great because you made more than what you should have, right? But don't only focus on the wins, because you can and you will take losses. So if you lose a trade that you risk 2% on, then you have the space to place more trades, right? Without risking your whole account. So literally, y'all, pay attention to this. This is so easy to make money in HFX, but it's so easy to lose money. And this right here is the #1 reason why people blow their accounts and lose their money, because they over leverage. They get like, I don't want to take $5 trades. It's not enough money. And then you lose, right? Take those small trades and just take multiple of them, right, to get to your goal, opposed to taking one trade, risking all your money, and then now you can't place it anymore after that. Now, the next one is revenge trading. So think about this, right? You got over trading, you got over leveraging. What does that mean? You're placing too many trades at once, or you're risking too much money. What happens when you take a loss? You get mad and you revenge trade. So let's say, your goal is to make your 5%. You've made that 5%, but you didn't stop trading, right? So now you're up, you want to keep going. Damn, you end up risking $100. You lost all your profit for the day, right? So you lost all your profits. Now you pissed off. Now you want to revenge trade. You're like, you know what? Damn it, I gotta make back my profit and some, because now I'm mad. The market just tried me, right? So now I gotta make it back plus some. Now you're revenge trading. What happens is your emotions, right, or the actual skill, it goes out the door. And now your emotions are turned on full time, right? So when you're revenge trading, you're not looking at the markets, right? You're not looking at the confirmations. You're just wanting to make your money back because you're mad because you lost it, right? So a lot of times what people will do is they'll come back, they'll risk higher, they'll place more trades trying to get their money back. And what always happens, you lose more money, right? You lose because you're not trading for the right reasons, right? So do not revenge trade. If you lose money, if you lose your 5%, stop, go regroup, go do what you got to do to make yourself feel better, and then come back with a clear mind. Do not try to revenge because the markets will humble you. They will literally rob you dry, y'all. And I don't want y'all, I don't want y'all to experience that heartbreak because it's a real thing. It will happen, right? So some of y'all will hear me say this and you won't listen. And some of y'all just have to learn the hard way, but just understand that revenge trading, over leveraging, and over trading is the deadliest habits that you need to avoid in order to keep your money safe and secure, right? So now I want to go into the brokers. Now, when it comes to trading, y'all, there's so many different broker platforms that you can use, right? There's literally a ton of them. There's also different ways to trade, right? So how we're trading as a team is called High Frequency Forex, and that's literally making money in minutes. So this is time-based trading, right? Where you trade based off of a prediction within a certain amount of time. Now, there are other ways to trade, right? How I originally started trading was called traditional Forex, and that's distance-based trading. So if you're looking at it from, which academy in our company it is, right? Traditional Forex is the FRX package, and high frequency or binary is the HFX package, right? Now, when it comes to those two different types of trading, there are different brokers associated with each one. So, when you hear certain brokers being named, it may be for traditional or for HFX. So I wanted to clarify that because I know in the chats earlier, we were talking about, certain brokers and they were related to more traditional style trading. I do encourage all of you guys, once you learn how to trade HFX, learn traditional because we want to rob the markets every way we can, right? So traditional is a little bit more difficult to learn. You do have to actually really, really understand the market, certain strategies, how to mark up your charts, how to calculate, distance and things like that. So it's a lot easier to start off with HFX and then go over to FRX at the end, right? But when it comes to HFX, these are some of the most common brokers that people use. Pocket option is kind of where a lot of people start if you don't have a lot of money to actually trade with. The minimum to fund that account is $50. I don't recommend y'all trade with $50. I'm just gonna say that, right? I do not recommend that you guys start off with $50. Why? Is you're gonna waste your time. You're gonna waste your time, right? We all spent $235 or $200 to invest in this, right? It's $175 every month to keep access. $50 is not gonna. It's you literally making $3 or so a day within your first month, right? So me personally, I blew that. I blew right through that, right? Because I was like, it's wasting my time. I'm not trading to make $1 a day. Like that's lame. So if you are like that and you know that you are here to make profit, $50 is you're gonna play yourself, right? At the minimum, I recommend 100, but realistically, 250 is the minimum that I really prefer if you really want to see, long-term success. When it comes to pocket option, they do have a demo trading platform that's a lot easier to use. They do have a mobile app, but the cons that they have low payouts and they do not have the option to roll over or double up. And I'm going to explain that in the next couple slides. Now, race options by Forex IQ Send. They're literally the same platform, right? They're literally the same platform, just different colors. Race option is white and orange. By Forex is like blue and black. And IQ Send is like purple and yellow and orange and some colors, right? They're all owned by the same company, right? But they're just different styles, I guess. I guess they're set up for like different regions. But the minimum to deposit and fund this account is $250. Y'all, the broker itself is going to say 500, right? It's going to show a minimum of 500, but that is a lie. I did a lot of research and found their frequently asked questions, and the minimum is 250, but it's not going to show you that option. So what you can do is just send 250, right? So yes, it'll say 500, go through the whole motions, but send 250. And then you'll see that amount available to trade. With this, it doesn't just give you a demo account. You do have to request the demo account, and I'll show you guys that in a second. But these broker platforms do have higher payouts and the option to roll over and double up. So I'm actually going to show you guys each broker. Drop in the chat box what broker that you guys use so I can just see kind of what the majority is. But yeah, drop in there which broker that you guys use. I only have up pocket option and buy forex just because race and IQ Cent look just like buy, just different colors. So okay, there we got a lot of buys. Okay. Okay, so I'm gonna go over both of those, right? So for those of you guys who have pocket option, I'm gonna pull this up right here, right? When you first create your account, when you guys first create your account, right, and you go to trading, you'll see some options. So if you click trading, you can switch between trading in your live account and trading in your demo account, right? You can only trade in your live account if you funded your account. Okay, that's just putting money on there. You can trade in your demo account whether you funded it or not. So if you have not put money into your trading account yet and you are waiting, you know, to do that, be trading in your live, in your demo. That way you can still get the practice, right? Because the markets are literally the exact same. You just don't have your real money. So if I go to the demo account option, this is how I'm going to be able to practice, right? And test out any strategies or whatever the case is. So when it comes to pocket option, it's going to look a lot different than buy forex and the other brokers. But I'm going to show you guys just different screens. Now, this view right here is called the area view. A lot of you guys may be looking at it from a candlestick view, which is if I click on this little thing right here next to the currency pairs, you can switch your view, right? So if I go to candles, it's going to show me a candlestick view, and I can decide what time frame I want to trade this on. Right now, again, we're trading time-based trading. So if you're taking, you know, 3 or 5 minute trades, I'll recommend looking at it on the 5-minute chart, which is what that means is these little boxes right here, these are called candlesticks, right? And so each candlestick represents 5-minute intervals, right? So this is in 5 minutes, this is in 5 minutes, this is in 5 minutes. Now, what this is representing is over the course of however long you're looking at this, right? Whatever that time frame is, this is showing where price was at a certain point, okay? Now, you know, the red candles are going to indicate, you know, sellers, and the green are going to indicate buyers, right? So what you'll notice is certain trends. So if I zoom out all the way like this, I can tell that, okay, at some point it was going up, then it went sideways, then it went down, right? When it comes down to trading, y'all, this is literally all you really have to focus on is the trends and the directions, right? If you know the direction and the trends, it's very easy to understand where the market wants to go, right? So if the market is moving up, it's going to most likely continue to move up until it hits a certain point. If it's moving down, it's going to continue to move down until it hits a certain point. So you can place trades on this view. I don't like to place trades on a candlestick view, but I do like to analyze the markets on this view, right? And so what I like to use, I use a platform called Trading View. And I actually, do I have that pulled up? Yeah, I use a platform called Trading View. Yep, I can share that in a second, to Mario. But Trading View is literally, it's a free website, right? You can upgrade it and pay $15 a month to avoid the pop-ups and just have more access and more features, but I don't care for all that. So it's free for me, right? But I use Trading View, which if you could tell, it kind of looks the exact same as this, right? I use this to mark up and analyze the markets, but I like to trade personally on an area view, which is this right here, because it's less noisy, right? When you're looking at it from this view, all I'm really looking for is high points and low points, right? So when you think about how to profit in this market, it's literally a matter of understanding the patterns, right? The markets will constantly repeat itself over and over and over again. It's going to constantly go back to the previous high points and go back to the previous low points. You just have to figure out when is it going to do that. So when I'm looking at it from the area view, I can look at this and see that, okay, this area right here was the previous highest point, right? And this area down here was the previous lowest point. So if this so happens to come down to this previous low or this previous high point, those are potential entries that I will want to take for either a buy or a sell, right? So this is kind of, it just takes out a lot of the noise. It's the exact same market. It's just showing you the outline of the trend. That way you can get the best entries, right? So if I'm looking for a buy, right, I want to enter the buy at a low point. So I can easily tell when this drops down to a low point without looking at candles and all this other stuff, right? So that's my personal preference. But when it comes to using this platform, the important things to know here are, one, this is where you find your currency. So when you are looking, when you're on a go live session, or you're trading on your own, or you're looking at the actual products, you're always going to look for a certain currency pair. So all these are different currencies. The GBP and Japanese yen, this is the Great British Pound versus the Japanese yen. So it's London versus Japan, right? They're exchanging the currencies. You can do, let's say outside you do AUD JPY, right? This is the Australian dollar versus the Japanese yen. Now you'll hear certain code words, right? I may call this AJ, or I may call this UJ, right? Because I stutter, y'all. Saying the whole USD JPY, that's a whole lot of words. So you'll hear people say, UJ or GJ, GU. That's literally just taking the first and the second of the currency pair and kind of shortening it up, right? So again, words to kind of look out for, but you would choose your currency pair. And as you can see, these right here show all the percentages. So this represents the payout. So meaning, whatever you decide to trade, this is going to be how much you will potentially profit if that trade goes in your favor. So if I'm looking at, AUD JPY, and let's say, for instance, I click this for, let's say I click this for a sell, right? I mean, I'm going to click this red button, right? If I want it to go down. So by me selling it, I just want this blue dot to stay below this red line, right? If I clicked it for a buy, I want this blue dot to stay above this green line, right? I'm doing both because it's my demo account. So I just wanted to show you guys how it works. Now you adjust your amount right here, right? So trade amount, this should always match up to what is showing on your compound plan in this section right here. Hold on. So whatever is showing as your risk amount right here, right? In this case, it'll be $5. That's what you're going to want to put as the actual amount, okay? Because that's going to be what you risk. So obviously it's $28, but in this case, if it was $5, you put $5. Now, as far as your time goes, right? You have what's called fixed time and not fixed time, right? So when you hear somebody say my fixed time is on, what that means is that if they're taking a trade for 3 minutes, and their fixed time is on, they're getting the full 3 minutes, okay? Now, let me show you guys something really, really quickly, because this is about to actually clear. So my sell is in profit, right? Because I wanted this blue dot to stay below this red line, and it's currently doing so, this sell that I got right here is currently in profit. So by the time it hits my expiration time, which I have about a minute and a half left on that trade, right? It's going to automatically close me out either with profit or with a loss. Now, if you look at your trade, you can actually track if you're winning or losing that particular trade. So if it's in green, this is going to be your total payout. That means that you are currently in profit. If it's zero, that means you're not making no money and you're not in profit, right? So, and this is going to be how much time left you have before that trade closes you out. Now, when it comes to having your fixed time on or off and using pocket options, when you see this clock, when you see this clock right here, that means that your fixed time is on, right? So if I'm doing a trade for 3 minutes, I'm going to have my full 3 minutes. Now, if my fixed time is off, I would simply click on the clock, right? And you'll see the flag. And what that means is if I'm taking a trade for, let's say this is set for 2 minutes, right? If I take this trade right now, I'm not going to get my full 2 minutes, right? I'm going to get whatever time is showing left in this time, that's what I'm going to get on that trade. So I may only get a minute and 50 seconds, but I'm entering for a 2-minute trade, right? If that makes sense, drop a yes in the chat box. If that makes sense. Okay, perfect. Now I got 23 seconds left on that trade, so my sell is about to clear. But yeah, so when you want a full 3 minutes, you just click this to show the clock. If you don't want the full 3 minutes, you just have it for the flag is showing, and you'll get whatever time is left within that period, right? Most of the time when we trade, the fixed time is off, meaning we don't really want the full time, right? So if we take a trade for 3 minutes and it's 2 minutes left, we'll just take that 2 minutes, right? So in this case, I just won my sell. So you can see it closed me out. My result is $47.60. So whenever you're placing a trade, guys, how this actually works is, which I lost this trade, so that's okay. Basically just broke even. But whatever amount that you risk, right, when you first place your trade, it's going to take that amount out of your account. So if I'm risking $28, it's going to deduct $28 out of my account. Now, if I win that trade, I'm going to get my $28 back plus whatever percent profit I'm going to have, right? If I lose the trade, it's just going to stay out of my account. So that's how that works when it comes to that. Now, when it comes Right here, this is going to be your actual price. So this number should always match what's right here, right? These numbers on the side are representing the actual price that is at that very moment. And price is fluctuating all day long, 24 hours, 5 days a week. So when you're looking for a certain number, you know, let's say you're on a go live session, the educator may say, we're going to take a buy at 133. So what you're looking for is the last 3 digits to say 133. And you press this for a buy, right? And then you get in. So entries are very, very, very important, guys. When you're waiting for a certain number, you want to be patient and let the markets come to you. So if this was our entry around 135 or 133, I would click it when it gets there. Now, let's say that, you know, I'm looking for 133, which is again the last 3 digits, and it gets lower, right? If I'm buying it, the lower the entry, the better, right? So if it gets down to 128, which is lower than 133, that's great. That's even better for me to get a good entry on that, right? And the opposite is for a sell. Whatever number you're looking for to sell it, which is going to always be somewhere at, you know, at the higher point. If it goes higher than that, you want to sell it, right? So again, let's say I want to sell it at 160, right, which is somewhere up here, and it gets to 170. That is higher, right? So the higher, the better for a sell, right? Because again, you want to hit the top and then come back down. Now to look at your trade history, you know, quick trades, it'll show you all the open trades. And then if you want to look at all the trades that you previously took, hit close, and it's going to show you all of your previous trades that you ended up clearing, right? So you can track, okay, in this case, I have 2 out of 3, right? So I have my ratio would be 2 and 1. I won 2 trades and I lost 1 trade, right? So that is really it when it comes to pocket options. Again, the payouts in some cases are a little bit lower. So you'll see here is a lot of 50% and 60%. I personally like to trade pairs that are 70% or higher, because that means that it's that it's more money for me, right? And then when it comes down to withdrawing, you literally just click on, I think, your picture or something like that and hit withdraw, and then you can take your money off your account. Now, somebody had a question as far as, let me see, what's the difference between quick trading and digital trading on pocket option? To be honest with you, sis, I don't know. I have no idea, but I always do quick trading. Let's see if I do digital. Let's see, what's that mean? Got to find out. It looks the exact same. So I don't know. I really have no idea what the difference is. I just always use quick trading, real or demo. If anybody who uses pocket option knows what the difference is, then definitely, you know, give some input. But I'm not really sure. I don't really use pocket options primarily, but I know just to kind of switch between your real and your live account, you can use these to kind of toggle between that. Now, as far as Vide Forex, right? Now, this is, again, Vide Forex, Race Options, IQ Cent. If you're using either one of those broker platforms, it's literally the same, you guys. I use Vide Forex and Race Option to, you know, for me personally, I use both of those. Now, this right here is my demo account. So in order to request a demo account, because again, Vide, Race, and IQ Cent, they do not just give you a demo account. So you have some options, right? You can use Pocket Option Demo, or you can request a demo here. And all you would do in that case is just go to the chat box, and you would do a live, you know, do a private chat and just say, hey, Vanessa, or whoever your lady is, can I please have a demo account set up? Right? She's gonna let you know, okay, cool. You know, she may have you log back out and log back in. What you would do to access your demo account, guys, is whatever your username is, you know, that's typically your email, right? So maybe in my case, it's billionaire@gmail.com, right? To get into my demo is going to be billionaire@videforex.com. So the last end of that will just be the broker name. And that's how you access your demo platform, right? Once it's created. So I feel like it's helpful if you're going to be trading with Vide Forex, practice in the Vide Forex demo or Race Options or whatever the case is. But definitely request a demo account. That way you can practice as well. Now, this is the same concept, same market, same everything, except just different interface, right? So in this case, all the currency pairs are going to be on the left side. So, and all the percentages are going to be here. So let's say, for instance, I'm looking at NZD USD, right? And I want to take a trade. I would adjust my time by clicking, 1 minute, 2 minutes, 3 minutes, etc. Right? Fixed time on or off, right? So this is, if the fixed time icon is set to like the right, that means that your fixed time is off. And again, if you're taking a 1 minute trade, you may not get the full 1 minute, right? Now, if your fixed time is on, it's going to be light blue. And that means that if you're taking a 1 minute trade, you will get the full 1 minute, right? So let's say, for instance, I'm looking at this and I want to enter this trade for a sell, right? I'm going to click the red button that says put, and you'll see that it has a down arrow. That means that I want this blue dot to stay below my red entry point, right? As long as it stays below this red line within the next couple seconds, I will win 77% of that trade. So if I'm risking $10, my payout will be $7.77 for profit. Now, down here, you'll see, right, the actual trade entry. So this strike price is going to show the price that you entered. So you'll notice that this 0.71443, this is the price that I entered, right? My expiry price is going to be where the price is currently at, okay? Call or put is going to be, did you buy it or sell it? Remember, a put is a sell, a call is a buy. My start time. So when it comes to looking at the time of the trade, focus on the middle digits, right? 50, because 23, I don't know what time. I think it's like London time. I don't know. But I just cleared that trade, right? But let me do one for I'll do it for 2 minutes. I have a little bit more time, right? So I'm gonna do this again for a sell. Now, my start time is 23:51:13. So the time is gonna be at the bottom right here, right? So 23:51:13. All right, it's somewhere around here. This is where I got in the trade. Now you can tell that right now it's 7:51 Eastern time. So that 51 matches the actual minutes of whatever time zone that you're in. Now my expiry time is going to be, I got in the trade for 2 minutes. So 51 plus 2 is going to be 53, right? So when it gets to 7:53 and some change, that's when my time will be up, which is within a matter of 2 minutes, right? Now, some cases you'll know, if you got your full time, because you may enter a trade for 2 minutes and it may expire at 23:51:56, right? Which means that you did not get the full 2 minutes on that trade. When you have the option to double up, right? Let's say I click this and say double up. It's going to put you in at a different entry, right? So again, pocket option does not have this capability, but raise options, buy Forex, IQ all does. And so let's say I entered my original entry for a sell at 438, right? But price got higher. Remember, the higher, the better for an entry for a sell. So if it ends up shooting up past my entry, I can get a new entry up there, right? By just hitting double up. So I clicked on this button, and as you guys see, it gave me a second entry with the same expiration time. So instead of clicking sell again and getting another 2 minutes, right? I can just hit double up and I'll get a new entry, but the same expiration time. So in some cases, if you know that you entered down here and you want to double up here, you may lose one and win one, right? Now it basically breaks even. Or you may win both of those trades. Now, in this case, it'll show you my order size was $10. My payout is $17.70. So by the time that it hits this red line, it's going to close me out the trade. I've just secured $35.40, right? Let me know if you guys have any questions. If I'm going too fast, let me know. Let me actually turn on my ring light. Hold on one sec. All right, are you guys following me so far? If you're following me, drop some ones in the chat box. I got a question.
I did.
What's up?
Which one was the double up? Like, how do you double up again?
Okay, I'm gonna place. Yep, give me 1 second. I'm placing another trade for you. Right. So let's say I enter right here for a sell. Okay. Now I'm gonna watch what this does. If this ends up going up higher than where I got in, remember when you want to sell it, you want the highest entry, right? So let's say this ends up spiking up and going higher, right? I can double up by clicking this button right here, and it's gonna give me a new entry. Now let's say, for instance, I want this. Let's say I want this to sell, right? And let's say that for whatever reason, it's not going in the direction that I want it to go. But I know at some point it will, because I've analyzed the market. My confirmation said that it's going to sell, but maybe it just needs more time. All right, then you have the option to roll over. Now, I may do one just to show you guys, right? Let's do this. Come on, bro. Don't do that now. Okay, hold on, y'all. I want to show you guys some examples. That way you know. Okay, so this one doesn't want me to place a buy. But this one's in profit. Let me go look at another trade and show you guys an example of rollover. So let's say I enter this for, oh, buy Forex. And some, y'all, these brokers, they're gonna do what they want to do, right? Sometimes the brokers crash, sometimes like it does what it wants to do, right? We have no control over that. Sometimes I just literally refresh my screen and just hope that it actually works at that time. I know a lot of times when you have the educators go on and you have a lot of people on there at once, then the brokers may crash. Woo! Why do this, man? I'm just guessing, but that was a beautiful entry. Beautiful entry. Okay, y'all. So this is great profit, right? This is what you want. You enter up here and then it just drops to the floor. You heavily in profit, right? Now, I want to show you guys an example of not being in profit. Let me refresh this. Hold on. Let's try this again. So let's say I'm looking at a trade, let's say USD CAD, right? Yeah, bit clears. Now I always like to zoom out, see, like every time I trade, I like to zoom out as much as possible so I can see everything, full view. Now let's say I get in here for a buy, right? Let's say I get in here, I didn't want to do 1 minute. Hold on. I get in here for a buy for 3 minutes. All right, so I got in 2 entries. Now I'm gonna wait to see if this continues to go lower. I'm gonna show you. Okay, fuck, don't go in my direction. So in this case, it's doing what I wanted to do, right? I got in for a buy at this point and it is going up. Let me see if this, let me do a sell. I know it probably can go over. Okay, so let's say, for instance, let me see what this does, y'all. So I'm probably going to clear that buy, which is, I didn't really want to do that, but it just cleared anyway. Let's say that, okay, this one I got in for a sell, right? So I want this to go lower, but for whatever reason, it's above my entry, right? So if I hit double up, right, it's going to put me at a better entry at a higher point. You see that, right? So now I got a new entry by just hitting double up. Now, let's say, for instance, I want this trade to go down, but for whatever reason, it keeps going up and I need more time, okay? I can hit rollover right here and I'm going to be able to buy more time. So what that means is, right, this first trade originally was 3 minutes, right? So it would have expired somewhere around 00. But because I bought more time, now my expiration is at 0.02, meaning at 8:02, right? That's when it's going to close me out the trade. Now notice how originally I risked $10, right? That was my original entry. But when I rolled over, I'm buying more time, right? When you buy more time, you're buying it at 30%. So now my risk increased to $13, right? Because I bought it at 30%. So if my order size is now $13, my payout will be higher. But if I don't win that trade, then my risk is going to be bigger as well. But all rollover means is that you are buying more time. So if you know that, okay, 3 minutes may not have been long enough for the market to drop, I'm going to just add on another 3 minutes. You will be giving yourself 6 minutes total in that trade for it to hopefully go in your direction. Is that a guarantee? No, right? What I recommend though is only roll over maximum 2 times, because again, this is not free time giving. You are buying that time. So, if you roll over twice, that means max you just added on 60%, right, to your trade. You don't want to risk more than that, because if it doesn't go in your favor, you don't want to risk too much. I got into a bad habit of hitting rollover too many times, and my account was like, where the hell my money at, right? It's because you just don't do it. Now, when you hit rollover, nothing on the screen will change except for this time right here. So if you click it once and feel like nothing happened and you just keep clicking it, understand that something is happening. It's just happening with your time down here in your balance, right? So definitely do not get trigger happy with the rollover, because you will lose all your money, right? I think somebody had a question. Rich, do you have another question?
So when's the best time to roll over?
You really roll over when you're not in profit, right? So if you're not in profit, then you should roll over. So in this case, I'm not in profit because I want it to sell and be lower than my entry, but it's above my entry, right? So when you're not in profit and it's getting close to your expiry time, and so you'll see right here it says expiration time. I like to roll over really like when it hits this purchase deadline, and if it's way out of profit, then I'll roll over then.
Yeah.
But it will, like when it's about like a minute close to your expiration time, it will give you the it will not give you the option to roll over, right? So I wouldn't wait too late, because if it's within that minute to 30-second time before it expires, then you will not be able to roll over it. You just take that loss, right? Now, if you're on pocket option, let's say you're on a let's say you're on an actual, educator session, and they say we're going to take one roll, or we're going to roll over one time, and you're using pocket options, right? Again, you do not have the ability to roll over, but what you can do is just get another entry, right? So if somebody says that we're going to roll over, it's because we're not in profit, right? So you can always get another entry, and then you're going to just lose one, and then you may win the other one, right? So that's kind of like the workaround to the rollover feature if you have pocket options. Get another entry, or you can just add more time, as far as like if we're in a 3-minute trade and you have pocket options, you may want to do a 5-minute trade just to give yourself a little bit more room, just in case you need that extra time. So if you guys have any other questions about that, definitely put it in the chat box. But I'm going to move on from the brokers. I hope that answered your questions. Oh, one thing. So this one looks like it's going to come back in profit. So me extending my time was good, right? Because it's coming back down now. So now, right, it's back at my entry, and now I'm in profit, right? Because I extended my time to allow it to come back down, to give me a profit. Now, as long as it stays below this line, by the time it hits this expiration or purchase deadline, I'm going to win that trade as well. Now, when you are looking at Vide Forex, race options, or IQ this is going to show your open trades when it's set to open. But to look at your closed trades, you just hit on closed, right? And that's going to show you all the trades that you took for that period. So you can, adjust your dates if you want to look at it just for today, for the week. You can look at this, and it's going to show you, right, all of your past trades. So in this case, I took 7 trades total. I won 6 out of 7. So my ratio was 6-1, right? I had 6 wins and 1 loss, right? Now this is going to be another clear. So then I'll have 7 out of 1 trade, right? 7-1. So 7 wins and 1 loss out of that, right? So you can look at and track your record to see how many wins and how many losses you actually had. Boom, that one just cleared. So I just added on to my total. And to withdraw out of this account, out of your broker account, again, you just hit, hold on, move out of the way. You would just hit withdrawals, and then you could take your money off of your account. I think we had somebody else, Rahima, you had a question?
Yeah, I had a question. Could you just go over quickly how to do the demo account? I got the first little snippet about using your username, but what was after that?
Sure. So you're gonna reach out to the you're gonna go to the chat box and request to the lady, to create a demo account for you. She's gonna have you log out and log back in. Now, to log into your actual demo account, it's gonna be the first half of your email at videforex.com. So let me put that in the chat box, right? So to log into your demo equals, oops, hold on. Email at videforex.com. Now, if you're using race options, it's going to be email at raceoption.com or email at iqcent.com. Same thing, right? So that's how you log into your demo account. Your live account will just equal your email at gmail or whatever it is.com, right? It's easy on the phone, laptop. So as far as on the phone or your laptop, if you have pocket option, they actually have an app that's mobile friendly. You're welcome, babe. They have an app that's mobile friendly. If you are using like Vide Forex, whatever the case is, they do not have an app. However, it still is compatible on your phone. I personally prefer my laptop because it's a bigger screen and I can see it holistically, right? When you have it on your phone, it's kind of hard to see, what the previous trends are, which is what I look for because it's only showing you a little part of the screen. But I do use my phone when it comes to the product. So I'm gonna show you that in a second, right? But let me go back to my slide here. Okay, so where did I leave off? Okay, so those are the different brokers, right? So whichever broker that you use, just keep in mind how much you're starting off with. The broker platforms do give you the option to have a bonus. So what the bonuses mean, let's say you are funding $250 in your account, they may give you a bonus of 100%. So it means if you put in $250, they'll match you $250, right? So you'll have $500 to trade in your account. Now, there's a couple, pros and cons to having the bonus. The pro is you get more capital, right? You get more money to actually leverage. So having $500, you can make more money than having 250. That's obviously a benefit. The downside is, right, obviously you cannot withdraw the bonus amount. It's not your money. They're just giving it to you just to use for leverage. But you do have to turn over your account a certain amount of times, 3 times, before you can make a withdrawal. So all turnover is, you'll see it on your actual broker platform. It'll say turnover, but you have to basically flip your account to a certain point, right, to make a withdrawal. So let's say if you have 250, grow your account to 750 and you can make a withdrawal, right? Now, if you do not, let's say you don't flip your account, a certain amount of times, you can always take out what you've put in. So, let's say you fund 250, they give you 250, and now you have $500 total, right? You can withdraw your 250 at any point, which is your initial investment. But when you do that, you will lose the bonus, right? So then you just don't have the bonus. But if you want to keep the bonus amount, then you have to grow your account 3 times what you started with to withdraw that. And that's just to make sure that at all times you have the minimum to keep the bonus. I hope that makes sense. So in that case, you would grow your account to 750. If you want to withdraw, 500, you can do that, and then you'll still have the 250 left that they gave you for the bonus to be able to grow your account with, right? So keep in mind, if you take the bonus, you can't immediately withdraw profit, right? You got to grow your account to a certain point to withdraw. That is great if you're using a compound plan, right? If you're compounding your account for a certain amount of time, let's say you have 2 trading accounts, which I encourage you guys to have at least 2 trading accounts. You can have one account where you compound and then one account where you actually make withdrawals. So for your compound account, taking the bonus is great because you're not immediately looking to withdraw anyway, right? You may withdraw it after 6 months, and that bonus is going to help you have more leverage to be able to risk a little bit more. If you plan on making withdrawals immediately, I would not take the bonus. That way you don't have any issues with taking your money out when you need to. So the next thing is just depositing and withdrawing your funds. So all of you guys should have either Cash App or Coinbase. We do all of our deposits and withdrawals using Bitcoin, right? Now, why do we use Bitcoin? Because it's fastest and it's cheapest, right? When you use your actual debit or credit card, y'all, be mindful that we are trading in international markets. So not every platform is compatible with our US bank account. So that's why they charge higher percentages to use your debit or credit card. So you definitely want to use Bitcoin. It just makes sense. It takes 30 minutes or less to get your money, moving around. It's between 1% to 5% fee, which is cheaper than everything else that you're going to be using, right? So what I've noticed lately though, is that Cash App has been tripping. Cash App has been tripping, right? So before you can use Cash App to use, to actually move your money around using Bitcoin, you have to enable your withdrawals and deposits first, right? Now, if you guys are in Discord and you go in that Scoring 24 section, you will find a PDF file that actually includes all the instructions on how to create your broker account and how to fund it using Cash App and Coinbase. So make sure that you go and look at that PDF, follow those steps, and it's going to show you how to verify and enable your account. More than likely, it's going to ask for your ID, the front and back copy of your ID. And may also ask for your email, your phone number, what you're using, what are you using Cash App and Bitcoin for? I always put investments just because it's just generic, right? Investments. And they may ask you, what is your main source of income? Yeah, free game. If you don't have a job, do not put unemployed. And if you are self-employed, don't put that either, right? Always put employed, because what I've realized is that when you put unemployed or self-employed, it takes a little bit longer to verify your, verify your Cash App. Just put employed, use your last job. If, whatever the case is, use your last employer, and then just kind of go with it like that, right? You ain't hear that from me. But that way it can be approved and verified a lot quicker. But all they're trying to make sure is that, one, you're not a scammer, and that you have a source of income to be able to invest, right? So that should take 24 hours to some days, but I've been seeing lately that it's been taking way longer, right? If there's somebody on here that's been waiting days for your Cash App to be verified, I recommend submitting a support email to them. You can go to Cash App and do support and send them an email saying, hey, I am waiting for my account to be verified so that I can withdraw and deposit Bitcoin. Can you please let me know what the status is? They may be needing some other information from you before they approve it. So keep that in mind. If you get denied for whatever reason, or you just are saying Cash App, or you don't have it, then Coinbase is a good alternative, right? Coinbase, I highly recommend all of you guys get a Coinbase account, whether you're using it to fund anyways, because that's going to be how you can invest in cryptocurrencies, which I'm going to talk about in a second, right? But Coinbase is great for, funding your account. Just keep in mind when you first create your Coinbase, it will, and let's say you want to buy Bitcoin, it will hold it for 3 days. It will, because it's trying to verify your account and everything, right? So what I recommend, if you're new and need your account funded, call your upline, call your mentor, and have them help you just to get you expedited with that. But just wait out that first 3 days. That way, you kind of bypass that whole verification process, right? So again, Coinbase or Cash App. Coinbase does have an app for your phone, and you can also use that online. But you would simply just, scan the QR code and or send the actual Bitcoin address. Now, it's so important that you guys understand how Bitcoin works. When it comes down to moving your money around, never, if you don't have the ability to take a picture of the QR code, never manually type the Bitcoin address, because if you mess up one digit, right, your money is in Bitcoin space and there's no customer support to call to get that back, right? So you want to make sure that you are double and triple checking where your Bitcoin is going, because yeah, just keep up with that, right? So always copy and paste the Bitcoin address number. That way you can make sure that it's accurate. I've seen recently with Cash App, and I don't know why they're doing this, but if you have this problem, hit me up offline. But I've seen it in a couple of cases where people are trying to fund their account with Vide, Race, IQ Cent, and Pocket Option. I've seen it in all 4 brokers, and they've sent the money to the broker platform, and it didn't show up on the broker, right? I don't know why that's happening. I don't know if it's a Cash App thing that they are, I don't know what the hell is going on, but if that happened to you, there is a way to fix that, right? So what they're going to ask for most of the times is the hash ID. I still don't know what a hash ID is, but I just went on YouTube and looked up how to find your hash ID in Bitcoin, and it's going to walk you through those steps. Send the support, if you're, whatever your broker is, if you haven't, if your money didn't get there, send them a support ticket, letting them know, hey, I try to put money onto my broker account, it's not here. When they ask you for that hash ID number, just give them that. They're going to do something on the back end, and then your funds will be there, right? So if it's not there, do not panic. Just, there's a way around that to get that back on there. But it's that hash ID, I don't know, but just YouTube it and then find it and then send it to your broker, right? So does that make sense? Do you have any questions on using either Cash App or Coinbase? Again, I definitely encourage all of you guys to have Coinbase to invest long-term into other cryptocurrencies. But Cash App is the easiest to use to send money around when it comes to funding and withdrawing. When you withdraw, you're literally doing the opposite of funding, right? So when you're buying Bitcoin, you're literally going to your Cash App, you're putting your amount in, you hit buy, right? You would hit the little airplane to send it. You're going to send it to a Bitcoin address by either taking a picture of the QR code or pasting that long Bitcoin address number, right? When you withdraw, meaning you're taking money from your broker account and putting it back to your Cash App, let's say within your first 4 days, you profit $100. Take it out, right? When it comes to trading, guys, like you want to make withdrawals frequently because that's when it's real, right? You can grow your account to $20,000. If you've never made a withdrawal, you don't have $20,000, right? The broker has it. And keep in mind, the broker, y'all, does not want you to, the broker is not your friend. The broker will rob you if you let it, right? That's why we don't trade on the weekends. And we are always mindful of, if the broker is crashing, don't trade because it's going to lose your money, right? But when you are withdrawing, you simply go to your broker platform, click on the withdraw button. It'll ask you what amount you want to take out, put in the amount, and it's going to ask you where to send the money, right? What is the Bitcoin address to send your money? In this case, you're going to go to your Cash App, right? You're going to hit home, hit Bitcoin, and do deposits, right? So anytime that you want to withdraw money, you're going to go to either Cash App or Coinbase and hit deposit, right? And that way it's going to give you your Cash App or Coinbase Bitcoin address number, and you're going to enter that into your broker platform, right? So you're literally telling your broker, send my money to this address, and it's going to initiate that. It may take a couple hours, and then you'll see that that money in Bitcoin, either on your Cash App or Coinbase, right? Now, once it's on there, you can either keep it in your Bitcoin portfolio and keep that investment long-term, Or if you want to convert that to cash, you will simply sell your Bitcoin, right? So you'll see the option to sell it, and all that will do is it'll convert your Bitcoin to actual US dollars, and then you can move it to your bank account, however it's set up on your Cash App or Coinbase, and that's it, right? So I want you guys to understand how to withdraw, because you want to be withdrawing your money. If there are any questions on that, you guys can drop in the chat box. You can unmute yourself and ask your questions. But I want to, just for time's sake, with our op calls in an hour. Kiba, can you drop in there if that's in an hour? Thank you, ma'am. Okay, so the products, right? Yeah, we do have products that you guys need to be using to see results trading. Okay, so a couple of things to keep in mind is that if you have the HFX package, by default, you have the Liberty app, right? You can get to that by going to IM Center, which is how you get to your actual, hold on. IM.center is how you get to the academy. Go to strategies, HFX, and then you will click on whatever is highlighted in blue. That's what you have access to. So you guys all have access to the Liberty app, and within that app, you have certain strategies, right? So you have Simple Scalper, Web Slinger, and Pickpocket. Now, I'm not going to go over all of these just for the sake of time, but I definitely encourage all of you to study how to use these strategies, right? Because once you know the strategies, making money is going to be easy, right? And that way you can still make money on your own, but you'll have some help to make sure that you're not risking your whole account. Now, Hourglass, that is another product that you do have to add on, right? Hourglass is about $23 per month, but I personally, it's worth it, because Cash Trap, which is a strategy, right? It literally gets, it's worth it. If you know, you know, right? So Hourglass is the product, Cash Trap is the actual strategy. And then the last one we have is Hfx Swipes. This is an app that you actually download from the App Store. It is new and it is lit as hell, right? So I'm gonna show you guys some examples. So for the Simple Scalper, these are some of the strategies and things that I look at. I was trying to include a picture, but for some reason when I did this, the products wasn't working, so I couldn't include a picture. But take a screenshot of this if you want to, write it down. But this is what you're looking for. So the currency strength meter. I personally, and let me actually state this real fast, right? So Simple Scalper is not like Cash App where it has it built in. So I usually go to this website right here, and I just type in currency strength meter, and then this pops up, and I look at this, right? And this is gauging how strong the currency pairs are. So again, we're trading currencies, one currency towards the next. One is stronger, one is weaker, right? Depending on which one it is, the market will either be going up or down. So, you know, these have certain bars. So if I'm looking at, you know, AUD versus US dollar, the Australian dollar is way stronger, and this is very, very weak, right? So when you're looking at this, the top currency, which is the first currency, if it is greater, right? If the top currency is greater, then you want to buy it, right? If the bottom currency is bigger, you want to sell it. So if I'm looking at, again, AUD versus the US dollar, AUD, which is the first currency, is stronger. So I'll be looking for potential buys, right? If I'm looking for US dollar versus Japanese yen, the second currency is stronger, I'll be looking for sells, right? I hope that makes sense. So again, if the first currency pair is stronger, right, looking for buys. If the second currency pair is stronger, you're looking for sells. Now, the second one is the Bollinger Bands. Let me actually go see if I can pull up Liberty right here and show you guys. Let me see. Okay, so with Liberty, I'm trying to hack my stuff, y'all. If you click on strategies, you can choose which one you want to look at, right? So the Simple Scalper, this is OG. This is what Millie Mills, if you want to study this some more, Millie Mills, Nest, they all use this strategy. But you'll notice here, right, you have the Bollinger Band. So this, let me zoom out some. So this red line at the top and this blue line at the bottom, these are called Bollinger Bands. You can also see that on my trading view, I have the same thing, right? These are these bands, these are called Bollinger Bands. So what you're looking for, you know, as one of the confirmations is if you see this red candle, if it breaks, if it touches this red Bollinger Band right here, that is a confirmation for a sell, right? And same thing for the blue one. If the blue band or the blue candle touches this blue band right here, it's a confirmation for a buy. Okay, so in my notes here, I have candle touches top red line, you sell it. If it touches the top, oops, just say blue, and just say the bottom, right? The bottom blue line, then you want to buy it, okay? So again, you're literally matching the colors. If this red candle touches this red line, maybe sell, right? If the blue candle, the blue one touches the blue line, might be a buy, right? Not confirmed, but it's one of the confirmations. Now, support and resistance, right? This is going to be what you're looking for if you're looking at the floor and the ceiling of the market. Go back to the slide. Okay. So yeah, so support and resistance is like the floor and the ceiling of the market, right? So again, take a picture of this. I'm about to switch my screens really quickly. So think about it like this, right? When you are, let's say we are at my house and I got a basketball, right? If I throw that ball down to the floor, it's going to come up. If I throw the ball up to the ceiling, it's going to come down, right? So the market is going to do that all day long. It's going to literally hit floors and ceilings literally over and over and over again, right? How do you know what is a floor and what is a ceiling? You can literally look at this and kind of visually tell that, hey, this is not going past a certain point, right? So let's just say I look at, okay, it's kind of hitting this same area right here. So what if I drew a line? If I drew a line right there, I can see that, hey, every time that it hits this line, it's kind of going up. It's hitting this line, it's going up over and over and over again, right? That is going to be my area of support. Okay, so the support is going to be your floor. So that's the support line, right, at the bottom. Now, when you see it doing it at the top, right, I can see that up here, it's kind of coming to a certain point. Well, it really has a lot of them, but let's say I look at it from right around here, right? I could tell that, boom, it's kind of hitting this line, it's coming down, it's hitting this line, it's coming down, hitting this line and coming down, hitting this line and coming down, right? So at the top, this is going to be my area of resistance or my ceiling. Now you're going to have these zones over and over and over and over and over again, right? You're going to have multiple floors and multiple ceilings, but what you're looking for is where is price, which are these candles, where is it hitting and rejecting, right? So this is so important because that's how you know your entry. So for instance, I know that if price is going to approach my ceiling, which is up here, it's like I'm throwing the ball to the ceiling, it's going to come right back down, right? I'll be looking up here to get an entry for a sell. So I know that, hey, if price comes to this price, which is 284, again, the last 3 digits, when it hits 284, I'm expecting it to sell and drop back down. So what happened here? Price bought up, it hit around 284 and it sold. So if I got in an entry up here, I would have won that trade because it dropped below, right? And then boom, now it's back at my floor. So you may have a ceiling in one instance that may also be a floor in another scenario, right? So in this case, this is now my floor because I have another ceiling. I hope that makes sense, y'all. And if not, the Academy, watch that support and resistance video over and over and over again until it makes sense. So I know the price hit my ceiling and it came down. Boom, it hit my floor, right? And then it came back up. How do I know that? Anytime you see the blue candles, price is going up, right? So it hit my floor and it came up. And what did it do again? It hit my ceiling again, and then it came back down. And then it hit my floor again, and then it came back up, right? So it's going to always do that over and over and over again. So that is another confirmation. When you see that, you know, by you marking up your charts, that it's hitting your floor or your ceiling, that's a confirmation for either a buy or a sell, depending on where it is, okay? Now, next you have your RSI and your stochastic. So what those long terminology is, this is your RSI, this is your stochastic. All you're wanting it to do is when, if you're looking for a sell, you want this black line right here to simply just cross down the red dotted lines here and here, right? So see how this crosses down and how this crosses down? Those are confirmations for a sell. So when you see that, okay, boom, this is crossing down right here. You see that this red candle hit this red line. This is a confirmation. This is a confirmation for sales, okay? Now, another one is that you see these like pink and blue little lines right here, right? Essentially, you're just matching up the colors. So let me draw this out. So boom, you got this red candle hitting this red Bollinger Band, right? That is one confirmation for a sell. Okay, now if I keep going straight down, I see a pink volume bar. This is called a volume bar, right? If this is pink or red, that's a second confirmation for a sell, okay? Now, a third confirmation will be my RSI and my stochastic, right? This is crossing down through the red. That's the third confirmation. And it's also crossing down through the red right here. That's another confirmation, right? So I have 4 confirmations for a sell. The red touching this red line, this red stick right here, and these 2 crossing down these red lines. And as you can see, the market sold and it stayed down, right? That's all you're looking for, right? Does that make sense? If that makes sense, drop a 1 in the chat box, if that makes sense. I know it's kind of fast, y'all, but that's literally all you're looking for, right? Cool. Now the opposite is for a buy, right? If you're looking for a buy, you're wanting the blues to match up, right? So in this case, we have this blue candle touching this blue Bollinger Band, and we also have a blue volume bar, right? So that's 2 confirmations. Then we have this black line crossing up through the blue, a third confirmation. And then we also have this black line crossing up the blue line here, 4 confirmations. We would have entered here for a buy, we would have been in profit. That's it, right? So you're lining up all the reds, lining up all the blues. That's how you use the simple scalper strategy. And again, study this, practice it, look for your entries. And once you get that, it's going to be like the money going to come to you, right? It's going to be simple. Now, when it comes down to cash trap, it's very much like the simple scalper strategy. It has a couple more confirmations, right? So there is 7 confirmations for cash trap. Let me see if this will let me pull it up now because it didn't work for me before. Excuse me. What the hell's going on here? Okay. Awesome. So it wants to work now. Cool. So for when it comes to cash trap, right? 7 confirmations. So the first one is the currency strength meter, right? And again, what the current, let me move this right here. What the currency strength is going to be built in right over here, right? So if the top number, again, right? If the top number is larger than the bottom, right? If the top currency is greater than the bottom currency, you're looking for the market to buy. Remember, a buy, yeah, this is actually a perfect setup. Wow. So looking for it to buy, right? So in this case, we got 47 is bigger than 27. 1 confirmation for a buy. Second one is the arrow, right? Is the arrow going up or down? If we know that the strength is indicating the market is buying, we want an arrow that goes up. Boom, we got an up arrow, right? The third one is the Bollinger Bands. So again, if you see that this blue candle hits this blue line, that's another confirmation for a buy. If the red hits the red line, another confirmation for a sell, okay? The fourth one is your support and your resistance. Now, you can see here, it's like a green line here and a red line here. They're kind of small and broken in there, right? Those are your support and resistance. So again, your ceiling and your floor. You can barely see it, but if you look kind of closely right here, there is a green line right where my cursor is, right? You can see how price came and touched this green line, which is going to be our floor, and it bought up. So the ball hit the floor and came back up, right? That is the third confirmation for a buy. Then we have the black line crossing up and the black line crossing up. 4 and 5 confirmations for a buy, okay? So again, the currency strength, you want the top number to be bigger if you're buying it. The arrow, it's hitting our support line, which is the floor, right? And we have it crossing up the RSI and up the stochastic, right? That's 5 confirmations. Now, this is the point system, right? So out of these, there's a total of 7 things you can look for to indicate a buy or a sell, right? Now, if you get 3 of the confirmations, that's only a good trade, right? I don't take 3 confirmation trades because it's not enough for me, right? So if you do take one for 3, that may be the arrow, the currency strength meter, and you may have it hitting a support or resistance, right? If you have at least 3, that's about 65% accuracy that you're going to win that trade, okay? Now, if you have 4 out of the 7 confirmations, that's a great trade. That's about 70 to 75% accuracy on that trade. And if you have 5 or more confirmations, that is an excellent trade. It's about 85% accuracy. That's really what you want to go for, right? So out of these, you want to look for at least 5 of these to enter your trade to get an excellent trade idea, right? So again, the currency strength meter, the arrow, the Bollinger Bands, right? Support and resistance, your RSI, your stochastic, and an S or a B, right? So meaning if you see an S, sell it. If you have all the other confirmations, if you see a B, right, add that as one to your buy, right? Does that make sense, you guys? If that makes sense, drop a one in the chat box. Again, I want to just make sure that you guys are following me so far. I know it's a lot of terminology, and if you're brand new, I know it may be a little bit confusing, but literally just study, and this will make sense, right? We think it's very, very simple. You're looking for arrows, colors, and lines, right? So in this case, if I'm looking at a potential sell idea, I want the top number to be smaller, right? So instead of USD CAD, right? The CAD is stronger. It gave us a down arrow for a sell, right? It's not quite crossing through the reds, but when you see a down arrow and a fat ass red candlestick, that means that the trade idea was right? If you see a blue, if you see, let me see if I can find one. If you see a up arrow and you see a blue candlestick, that means that the trade was right and ended up buying up, right? So this looks like it's going to buy up, and that's it, right? And you can always test this out and just see every time it calls an up arrow, do you see a blue candle? When it calls a red arrow, do you see a red candle, right? And that's how you know how accurate the actual setup is, right? So take a picture of this, you guys, study these 7 confirmations, because once you know those, using the products are going to be easy. Now, the third product I want to show you guys is Hfx Swipes. And again, you can download this from the App Store. It looks like this. And this is how it's going to work, right? This is great for taking trades on the go on your phone. So you're going to get an alert to your phone. It's going to say you have a new idea. It's going to show up like this. When you click on the alert, it's going to tell you the pair, which is AUD, USD. And when you click on that, right, it's going to tell you, okay, are you buying it or selling it? Is it a call or a put, right? It says a call, an up arrow, so you're going to be looking for buys. If you're on pocket option, you just click the green button with the up arrow, right? It's going to tell you what price you're looking to enter it at. So when you go to your broker platform, you're just waiting for it to hit this magic number. It's going to tell you how long to be in the trade for, 1 minute, and that's it. So you can go on your phone, look at it, you can wait for it to hit this price. When it hits the price, hit the green button, adjust your risk, adjust your time, you're in the trade, you're on the go, right? In that case, you don't really care about what the chart looks like, because these are being analyzed by educators. So it's an 85% chance that the trade is going to go in that direction. You just got to take it when you get it, right? Do not take the trades like late in the day. So if the trade was called right now, take it within the first 5 or 10 minutes, because if not, you may miss the trade idea, right? You don't want to take it an hour later, because the trade is not going to be valid at that point. These are quick trades to take on the go right when they call it. Now, when you're on this app and you click on the little magnifying glass, right, you're going to see a list of all the trades that they called for that day and the time that they called it. So yeah, this literally is shooting out trades all day long. Take them, because they hit. If you use Hfx Swipes and you've made some money off of it, drop a money sign in the chat box, because this was the best thing they could have done was create this product. It's only been out a couple of weeks, right? And then the last piece is on this little chat box. It's going to give you updates, so when the trade wins or if the trade loses, you'll know that there. Go back to the last slide for 2 seconds. Okay, hold on, go back one. Okay, there we go. All right, what time is it? Okay, I got 30 minutes. Okay, so cool. So that's Hfx Swipes. It's pretty self-explanatory. You just follow all the instructions, y'all, copy and paste to find the currency pair on your broker, press the green or red button, find the time, adjust your time in the trade, and put your risk according to your compound plan, and you're in the money. Now, other ways to invest for whoever is still on this call. You about to get the sauce, right? Everybody who left, they left, right? But I put you guys on game when it comes to other ways to invest, right? And most importantly, using cryptocurrency, because crypto is the future, right? All cryptocurrency is a non-fiat based currency, right? It's digital money. So Bitcoin, Ripple, there's so many different cryptocurrencies that you guys can be investing in. And these are the platforms that you guys can use to invest, right? So Coinbase is one that I showed you guys earlier. You can buy, crypto and altcoins on that platform. And then you can use that for a long-term investment. Now, altcoins, all that is just not Bitcoin. It's everything but Bitcoin, right? So I'm actually going to show you guys what my Coinbase is in a second. That way you guys can see what I'm talking about. Same thing with Robinhood, right? Robinhood, you can invest in cryptos and stocks, and then Uphold, you can invest in crypto, altcoins, and stocks, right? So some of these platforms may not have all of the cryptocurrencies, right? But let me actually, I'm gonna show something, right? So these right here, again, take a picture, write these down. These are cryptocurrencies that I highly invest that you guys invest in right now. Bitcoin is going stupid. I literally in December I put in $400. It's my Bitcoin account and it ended up growing to 900 just within December to April, right? So when you are investing in cryptocurrencies, y'all, it's for the long term, right? Do not look at this as a short-term investment. If you want a short-term investment with cryptos, trade it. You can trade cryptos in the market. You can trade it on your broker account. You can also trade and invest in Bitcoin through traditional Forex as well. That's my personal preference. So for instance, I ended up buying Bitcoin on my traditional account for 10 cents. And right now it's up to $65. So I flipped it from 10 cents to $65 in a matter of a day from trading it, right? But as far as investing in it, you can hold it long term. So as always, buy it when the price is low and hold it, right? You can sell it at any point, but hold it, because right now, think about this, right? Most of the money in the world is becoming obsolete. A lot of stores right now, they are, having a coin shortage. So what does that mean? That means that the physical dollars are about to go away. And think about how money has evolved, right? We started off bartering, so, exchanging silks and spices. Then we went to gold and silver. Then we went to physical money. Then we went to plastic, right? Debit and credit cards. And now we're going into digital currency, y'all. Look this up, right? I know in Amsterdam, they widely accept Bitcoin. You can buy homes. Tesla now accepts Bitcoin as a form of payment. You can go anywhere in the gas stations in the malls. They have Bitcoin ATMs. Like you can literally use Bitcoin damn near anywhere right now, right? I personally recommend investing Bitcoin in Coinbase. Why? Because it's out of sight, out of mind. I messed up last year where I ended up having Bitcoin was $5,000. One Bitcoin was worth $5,000 last February, right? So I put $1,000 into Bitcoin and I only had it on my Cash App. But guess what I use every day? My Cash App, right? So I'm literally seeing this $1,000 looking at me like, hey girl, what's up? And so I touched it. I took it out, right? And I'm sick because Bitcoin is now worth 62,000. So if I would have held my money and not been a poo-put and sold it, I would have been up a couple six figures right now, right? Just from that. So I definitely recommend Coinbase because it's out of sight, out of mind. You don't regularly look at that. So you won't be tempted to go in and touch it at that point, right? But I'm actually going to show you guys what it is. Also on Coinbase, you can also get free money for cryptos, right? You can watch some videos, take some surveys, whatever the case is, and they will give you free money to invest in a lot of these altcoins. Now, a lot of these are literally worth nothing. Let me actually show you guys something, right? Where's my Coinbase? Okay, so when you go to Coinbase and you have your account, how many times does it make me sign in? Hold on, y'all. Okay, so when you have your Coinbase account, right? I ended up taking some money out to move somewhere else, so mine is not where it was anymore. But I still left some in there, and I will be putting some more in there as well. But you can go to your home page, right? It's going to literally show you. You can have a watch list of literally anything out. Ripple. My status, right? So Ripple is XRP. It actually had a lawsuit or whatever. So you cannot buy Ripple through Coinbase anymore, but you can buy Ripple through Uphold, which is the last option, right? But before Ripple, which is XRP, had their whole little legal lawsuit, right? I just put $10 in there, right? I just wanted to see what it was going to do, right? I put $10 in my account, and right now, let me show you something. My $10 grew to $85.64. $10 grew to $85. Y'all, if I had $100 in there, it would have been $8,500. If I had $1,000 in there, y'all know what's going on. I mean, if I put $100 in there, it'd be $850. If I put 1,000, it'll be $8,500. That's how this works, right? So again, you're buying it when the price is low. When I bought XRP, when I bought Ripple, it was like some pennies. It was like 10 cents, right? It finally got to $1 and my money just like literally times 8. My $10 grew to $80, right? Because at $1, yeah, big altcoins right now are low AF. And as we phase out of physical money, the value in this is going to continue to grow. So right now, this is only at $1. Imagine when this gets to $5, when it gets to $10, when it gets to $100, what your small investment will end up growing to. Bitcoin at some point was only worth $200. And guess who took advantage of that? Not us, right? But now that Bitcoin is at $65,000 for one Bitcoin, right? So it's going to continue to grow over time. Catch it, invest while it's low, right? So Tron, right now, Tron is only worth 14 cents, right? So imagine if you put $100 in here, how many Trons, whatever, you will actually have. Now, again, we're doing this for the long term. So expect to invest in this for some years, right? If you buy this now at 14 cents, when it gets to $1, it's a wrap. This is a wrap, right? So, there's so many options that you guys can actually invest in on Coinbase. They're just all kinds of stuff, right? Bitcoin, XRP, I don't even know what half this stuff is, right? But you can earn rewards. So when you are on your Coinbase, right, you can literally go through and just click on these, watch these, videos, and it's going to give you certain points and certain money to invest in these altcoins automatically. It'll literally tell you how much you can get from those. So definitely take advantage of that. That's literally free money that you guys can have access to at your disposal, right? Now, I want to show you guys something else. Let me actually go to my, I'm going to stop sharing this screen. I'm going to share my phone. Hold on. I want to show y'all my Robinhood, right? That way you can actually see about Dogecoin. Now, I hope, listen, y'all, buy Dogecoin. Buy it. Literally. I'm trying to tell y'all. Y'all listen, nothing I say. Buy Dogecoin. Buy Ripple. Buy Bitcoin, but invest in this, right? If you don't have money to invest in this, that's why residuals are important, because you can get paid every Friday from the company and have extra money to invest into these different things, right? So I'm gonna show you guys my Robinhood, right? Because I looked at this morning and I damn near cried, no cap. So look, yeah. So I thought I was gonna buy when it's low. So listen, guys, true story, right? I invested $100, right, into Dogecoin. Right, I put $100 into Dogecoin, right? Within 4 days, now this was around December, a little birdie told me, buy Dogecoin. I said, I bet, say less. I'm put 100 in there. I don't know what this Dogecoin stuff is, so let me just see what it does, right? The little birdie was Vic. She wants her credit. Little birdie named Vic told me to buy Dogecoin. I said, all right, sir, I got you. Look, I missed AMC, so I'm gonna get it. I'm gonna listen to this one, right? So I put $100 into Dogecoin, y'all. I promise you not, within 4 days, that $100 was $800 in 4 days, right? You know what I did? I took out 300. So let me go ahead and make my profit back, right? I took out 300 and I bought some other stuff. And then I kept $500 in there, right? So at that point, my 500 was all profit. I've already taken out what I've invested. Everything is straight profit. Y'all, right now, my equity is at $1,200. Y'all see, 1219. So my initial $100 literally grew to $1,200 in a matter of 4 or 5 months. That's fucking crazy. Excuse my language. But I what? Y'all, I'm trying to tell y'all, right? There's so much ways to invest. So my total return, as you guys can see, I'm up 854% of my investment. And just today, I'm up almost 20%, right? Just from just letting it sit in here. So cryptos are the future. And guess what, y'all? Dogecoin is not even at $1. One Dogecoin is this is only at 13 cents. When I originally bought this, it was like at 0.007. So it wasn't even at 1 cent when I bought it, right? Now it's at 13 cents. So Dogecoin, y'all put money into Dogecoin right now. Like normally I would not buy Bitcoin yet, because you want to wait till Bitcoin drops and dips a little bit. I think if Bitcoin goes to like 50K, I would buy it. But Dogecoin, because we know this is going to be a long-term investment, buy it right now. Literally buy it right now. Put $100 in, put however much you are able to put in there and leave it alone, right? Now, will it drop back down? Yes. But again, you're looking for the long term, right? So again, my $100 grew to 12. Yeah, I couldn't believe that this morning. I was like, yo, but how you do it, right? On Robinhood, or you can also use Uphold as well. You literally just search. So I just typed in Dodge, right? Dogecoin, boom, and then you literally just go and you can just buy it. So if I wanted to buy, I just hit buy. You put the amount that you want to actually purchase, and then you'll buy however many amount of that, right? So right now I have about 9,000 quantities of Dogecoin, and I'm going to continuously put more money into that because that's going to make me filthy rich, right? So
which wallet is this for Dogecoin? Because it's not on Coinbase.
no, this is Robinhood.
Okay, thanks.
Yep, you're welcome. This is Robinhood. You can also use Uphold. So if I type in Uphold, which is another app, and I do Dogecoin, it's also right there. Uphold has a lot of the different ones. So if you want to kind of keep all of them in one place, I would recommend using Uphold for that, because you can buy XRP, and there's not a lot of platforms where you can actually buy XRP. But again, this is going crazy. Like just this past week, it went from a couple cents to $1, and it just went dumb, right? So you can do XRP, you can do Tron, Ethereum, Dogecoin, Bitcoin. They have a whole bunch of stuff on here. They even have like stocks. If you want to get into stocks, equities, think you could Bank of America, Apple, like there's a whole bunch of stuff you can invest in. But definitely even if you don't have a lot, I haven't started my my Uphold account. Shout out to Lexi, because she definitely put me on this morning. So I want to give her some credit for that. But even if you guys don't have a lot to invest right now, just do something, right? If you could do $50, y'all see XRP, I just did $10, and it's at $86 now. I wish I would get more of that, but it's okay, I'm gonna do that, right? But just put something in there, and if you can contribute something, every week to grow your investments, do that, right? When you make withdrawals trading, take some of that and reinvest it into things like this. That way you have money in multiple different accounts. That way you have your money really working for you, right? We are investors for a reason. And when you are talking to prospects, even still too, right? Leverage the fact that you know about multiple investments, right? We don't just invest in foreign exchange. We invest in cryptocurrencies. We invest in all kinds of stuff, in stocks, right? Because having a portfolio where you have money sitting everywhere, that's how you really build wealth, right? If you catch these currencies while, these cryptos right now, while they're cents, like y'all think about this, don't expect to withdraw this year, right? Because even with Dogecoin, I'm looking at this as like a 10-year investment for me, right? And in between that time, I may sell a little bit, I may take out a couple hundred and leave the rest in there. But like my plan is to let it sit, because by the time Dogecoin hits $1, what? Y'all about to be so rich, right? So rich. So that's the end of my training. I just wanted to show you guys that I hope that was helpful. If you guys got some value from that, drop some fire in the chat box. I know this call was pretty long, but I just felt like it was necessary because you guys need to know this. Stuff. But if you guys got some value, drop some fires. If you guys have any questions, you can unmute yourself, and I'll have no problem answering any questions for you guys. Well, all right. I'm glad that was helpful. So yeah, so again, let me go back to, I'm gonna put the screen up again, so that way you guys can take a picture of this. That way you have your options here. So yeah, so Uphold, I recommend Uphold again for it has most of these just in one platform, but definitely Coinbase, Robinhood, it's okay. But that's kind of where I started before I knew about Uphold. But I'm definitely gonna put more in this platform. But Coinbase for sure, get that going. Uphold, these are some things to look into buying right now. But again, guys, look at the pattern. And if it's like Bitcoin right now, it's at a high, wait till it gets a little bit lower. You always want to buy it low. That way, when it goes back up, you make your money, right? If for whatever reason you end up buying it now and it drops, don't get your emotions, right? Those emotions will kick in. Don't, I put money in and it's dropping. Let me sell it. It's gonna drop. You're gonna be up sometimes, you're gonna be down, but again, think long term. The overall trend is always gonna be a buy. So you will always end up in profit. But thank you guys for tuning into this call. Definitely make sure that you are on the opportunity call in about 10 minutes. If you have any prospects, send them some follow-ups. And let's close some deals and make these residuals so we can reinvest into our cryptocurrencies and our accounts and become stupid rich. That's the whole name of the game, y'all. build to trade, build to invest. That way you have money circulating all around you. So I'll catch y'all later, and I will drop this recording sometime tonight or tomorrow once it uploads to my YouTube. So have a good one.